Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I said I was going to be making a video on how to go about preparing for your wedding. If you are looking to get married anytime soon and you don't know how to go about it, you don't know, or you can't afford an event planner and you want to do it yourself, my dear, you can do it. You can do it yourself. You don't need an event planner. No offense to event planners. You guys are doing an amazing job. You guys are amazing, actually, but sometimes some people just can't afford it. I know there's this thing about you can come with your budget, we'll work with your budget, but please, sometimes if it's something you can, if you have the time to do your event yourself or to plan your event yourself, come on, why not? Why not? All right, meet little Zozo. She was crying at the background, so I said, okay, fine. You want me to carry you? You might just as well join me for my video, and that's what we're doing today. So basically, before you even start off planning or anything, be sure that you are cleared with counseling because those people will stress the hell out of you. Trust me. No matter the church you're attending, counseling units in your church, they will stress you. Some churches even demand that you attend classes for like 6 months before your wedding, 3 months before your wedding, as the case may be. And trust me, you have to be going like almost every week, depending on man, it's stressful. In my own time, I had to do my wedding in a completely different location from where I live because my parents wanted me to do it, for proximity's sake and also for cost because Lagos was crazy expensive, the hall and everything. So it made more sense to have my wedding done right here in Ogun State, and that was what we did. But man, was it a hell of a roller coaster. This thing when they say the poor pay more is very real. When you're trying to cut costs, when you now gather all what you have spent trying to cut costs, you realize that you would have just been better off paying whatever it is you wanted to pay in the first place because it's really crazy. But that was not the case for me anyway because I was able to cut cost a lot. A lot. So first off, like I was saying, the counseling, that's something you have to be very, very intentional about. I was able to negotiate with the church I was going to wed, since it was not my own personal church or the church myself and my husband or my fiance at the time attended. We had to, talk to them and, see if we could come to an agreement. And we're able to, agree that instead of the 3 months or 4 months they were stipulating, they agreed to make ours for just 1 month. So we had to travel into the state like 4 times for the counseling classes, and then there came the demands. Trust me, it's not just counseling they'll do for you. Lots of demands. Demands. I don't want to mention the name of the church because I was really, really pissed at how they came across. They just came across as if they wanted to rip us off, demanding, making demands that were ridiculous, saying that we have to feed all the ministers in the church, we have to feed all the workers in the church, of which the people coming to church, we're not, I mean, I used to attend the church at some point, and I know that they don't have so many workers. I think even the choir, they're not up to 4 or 5. But for this wedding, they said I should bring like 20 something plates of food. Then for the ministers, 20 something. For this, at the end of the day, everything summed up to about 70 something plates of food. I'm like, if we carry all of that to church, what will they eat at reception? What would they eat at reception? It was a whole roller coaster, a whole roller coaster. So that's something you have to consider. Make the church understand that you are trying to cut costs or you are working on a budget so that probably they can reduce the number of people you'll be feeding in the church, right? Or if they really want to eat, they should go to the reception and beg your pardon. All right. So the next thing will be your gown. Your gown. Make sure that your gown is not, in my time I had to rent the gown, so I had to go to where I was going to get it a day before. So they were only going to release the gown to me a day before the event. But here was the church asking me to bring my gown like a week before, and that was not possible. So I just have to take pictures of the gown and show them, though they had to make adjustments. I'll be like, okay, fine, let's just see the picture. But usually they want to see the exact gown you'll be wearing for your wedding. So you also have to put that into consideration when you're planning your wedding. The next thing you also have to consider is your certifications, basically. You have your birth certificates, your baptismal certificates, your reference letters. Yes, you need reference letters from people who can attest to the fact that you're a good person and all of that. You need all of that as well. And then you also need, what else? A whole lot of documentative stuff. But I think it varies from church to church. So I mean, it might not be the same for you, but just make sure that you have all of that in place. Have it at the back of your mind that you'll be needing all of that. You'll be needing tests, medical tests, to attest to the fact that you're healthy and all of that. So you'll be running a lot of tests. So there are some churches that demand that you do the test in their church, especially that pregnancy test. That pregnancy test gone is a major one. They want you to do it in their church so that you will not go out to go and frame it. So don't go and do tests somewhere else and pay some amount of money and then have to come back to church again to also pay again. So make sure that you understand that. So just chill, and when they ask for the test, you just come and do it in their church. That's if that is required. So you don't have to duplicate efforts. So these are the processes involved in actually getting ready, for your wedding. Counseling is very, very key. It's major. It's major. So you have to make sure that that one is out of the way before you can even start. There are some times where from the counseling unit itself, that is when the husband and wife will know that they're not meant to be. So don't joke with it. That's when you start to discover things about your partner that you probably would never have considered if you did not attend the counseling classes. Okay, so you have to attend the classes, right? So I think that is all for this video. I want this video to be as short as possible because you can see Zoe is stressing me out. She wants to eat and she's like, get off this video and get me my milk, my friend. So I gotta go. So please do well to subscribe to this channel for more tips on how to go about your marriage planning. Okay. See you again in my next video. I love you. Bye.